joining us is Dr. Blessings Kasenga. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Lucas. Hi, everyone.
Yes. We are really happy to have you in this program and we want to thank you for joining us. Yes, we don't take your presence lightly and we know you have a lot of things to do, but you decided to come. So thank you very much. So without wasting much of the time, we'll delve into why we're here, which is talking about children's journey. Yeah. So before we go anywhere, what really inspired you to pursue your career in knowing that?
Yeah, so I've always wanted to become a medical doctor. I think it's something that was always in me, even growing up. I think it's something that I always decided I wanted to do. So what really inspired me was when I was growing up, I had what I would call, let me just say health complications. But particularly, I used to have like chest issues. I think I would also remember having some issues with my eyes. So I would spend some time visiting hospitals, going for reviews and all those kind of things. So every time I visited those facilities, I didn't realize that, you know what, looking at the number of people and the number of specialists, the number of doctors, there are quite a few, and I would have to wait for a long time before I could actually get attended to. So for me, I think that's when really the dream started. And that's when I started feeling like then I'll be able to become a doctor. And of course, growing up, I think when I was a bit more aware in my primary school, I was doing my primary school not very far from UTH. So it meant that every other time I would visit UTH, and just every time I visited UTH, I really thought that this is a place I have to be. I really have to become a doctor. And so that's basically how my journey started.
Yes, that's well good. Okay, second question. So, we believe you are in the non-quota by then when you are in school. Yes, you guys were in A and C. Yes. So, how was the transition for you from main campus to region? How did you feel your first demo, especially when you came to region as a medical student, now that you had been made it to medicine? How was it like for you being here at region, transition from main campus to here?
It was quite exciting. I think for me it was like a culmination of everything that I've worked hard for throughout the rest of my life. Because for us it was, you spent 2 years at main campus, and then you spent 5 years here at Ridgeway campus. And it was quite competitive. I remember when I came in my first year, we were maybe let me say over 2,000, and then we were told that we only wanted about 80 or 85 to major in medicine. So it means that we had to make points, we had to start competing against each other. And that was quite stressful because like after completing my grade 12, I think the 2 years, the 2 gap years, I was actually just sleeping, resting, relaxing. But then when I came to Kunza, I realized that others were studying, people had done A levels, so it really was very, very competitive, and it really required us to put in so much work. Remember, I think sometimes I would even study and go as far as sunrise. Like sometimes we study like at midnight and we study until sunrise. So it was quite taxing in that we need to put in so much work. But eventually I made it to second year. I was amongst the number that they wanted to actually major, so I was quoted. And then from there, second year was a relaxed year because we were waiting for third year to come to the campus. So second year was a bit more relaxed, just happy that we made the points and we're finally going to study medicine. The first time I came to Ridgeway was for a medical quiz. So the Meds had organized the quiz, and so they invited some of us who are doing medicine who are in second year from main campus. So they sent a bus to us, they came to pick us up and brought us to Ridgeway, and then we began interacting with people who are already here. And then finally, when third year came, we came through the first year. My first year was very, very exciting. It was orientation. So you know the excitement of going to the mortuary, excitement, yeah. Yeah, now the doctor. I don't know before they will tell you that as a doctor you can't be scared of dead bodies. So it was more like I can do this, if I can see dead bodies in there. Yeah, I'll try to prove your point. So that was the first day of orientation. Then from there, that's how this took journey.
Alright, that's great. Then, you know how main campus and campus, you wouldn't compare it to region, honestly speaking, the preclinical years, the clinical years. So I want you to elaborate the most challenging times you faced here at region, how you handled them, and I want you to talk about how you handled your pressure, especially preclinical years, either anatomy, the third year, physiology, pathology, fourth year. So, like, tell us the challenges you faced and how you managed to go through all that pressure.
Yeah, so of course, the biggest challenge at Ridgeway campus is the academic challenge. This one is always pressure. Remember when I came in third year, our seniors really told us that there is not a had just been released, published. So when they came, we were able to go to notice board just to see how they performed. It was quite bad because you could see so many gaps, and it was quite scary. You don't know what really you're going to expect from third year. So when we started third year, I realized that I think the two biggest courses that were challenging were anatomy and physiology. So these two were like the key courses. And of course you had the short courses like chemistry, your business sciences. Those were quite half courses, so they're not very, very difficult. So I began putting in more energy in those two courses, the anatomy and the physiology. But of course physiology itself was very unpredictable because you study this, when the tests come, you write thinking you passed, but the results come out, it's not as you expect. Yeah, so it was quite challenging. Then of course just balancing as well, in terms of just balancing the time. How do you balance amongst all the courses to ensure that you're allocating enough time to each of the courses? That was also quite a bit of a challenge. But one thing that I realized, especially about third year, is third year for me is the key, it's the foundation. And what really helped me for me was I made sure that in third year, I was just focused on school. I had to try to cut away different things because I was still trying to adjust. Sometimes when you're in a new environment, it's not good to just go on and start taking up a lot of things. It's always good, for example, when you're in a new environment, just take time to study the environment, learn what you have to learn, that particular year, then you progress. So third year I made it successfully. The fourth year I think I made supplementary exams, which was quite a relief for me. Some people had supplementary exams, and you know how it goes this way. Like not everyone of course gets to pass, but I think by the grace of God I got to fourth year. So when I got to fourth year was a bit more bulky compared to third year. All of them were 4 courses, there was a lot to study. But again, I really put myself in a difficult position because also the same time that I decided to pursue politics. Yeah, because I had this burning passion to serve my fellow students. So I began participating in different activities, began participating in leadership particularly. So I then decided to contest the men's elections. So that plus school really put me in a difficult position because it made the balancing even more difficult. Because you have to campaign, you have to do this, you have to put in a bit of energy on that. But at the end of the day, I still made it. For me, the key really is time management, balance. You need to be able to maintain that balance. And one way you can maintain that balance is one, if you know yourself, know what strengths you have, what weaknesses you have. Sometimes students find that your strength is memorizing, for example. Others, their strength is understanding. Others need a bit more time to read the material before they can actually understand. So it's important for you to know yourself in those particular areas. That will actually help you prepare a bit more. Then also understand the environment around you. Understand your lecturers, be present in lectures, then you would know what exactly they will ask, what they normally like to focus on, go through your past papers as well, have a look at the questions, how they come, then you are going to be a bit more prepared. Then also you must be able to manage your relationships. I know you're going to find yourself different relationships, friends, for those who could have romantic relationships, so you could also have all these different kinds of relationships. So you want to be able to manage all these particular areas if you want to maintain balance and you want to sustain your study at the campus. Because sometimes focusing on one thing makes you focus less on the other thing. Focusing more on your relationships, focusing more on friendships, you realize that your school will be failing. So you want to be able to maintain that balance. That's the only way you can survive.
So you brought up an interesting topic, which is participating in politics.
Yeah.
So you told me before we started to say you contested for Uzameta as SG when you were in fourth year and you lost.
Yeah.
Then fifth year you stood for School Justice Ministry. So what made you gain interest in that ministry specifically? Like what made you choose School Justice Ministry? Why not this other road? Why justice specifically?
So the reason why I went for justice ministry for me is because I've always loved justice. That's one. I've always believed that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Okay.
To mean that there's so many times that people go through unjust measures, particularly for me at the campus. What really inspired me was the very fact that I saw a lot of injustice going on, especially when it came to things like room allocations.
Okay.
Yeah, all those small things, and I thought that people are being treated fairly.
Okay.
So I was like, let me be justice minister so that I actually make a difference and ensure that things are being done the correct way. And apart from that, I also had quite a number of people that I heard were being, in terms of, they were not receiving justice. Others were being sent home expelled, suspended, for things they didn't even do. Others were accused of exam malpractice, and they were sent home, which was not true sometimes. So I realized that I think I had a big role to play in terms of ensuring that the right thing is always done, and that is how I went for justice minister. So my passion for that is began in fourth year in the medicine, and I went for secretary general. Despite many people advising me that it wasn't a very good idea, because like I was too junior to go for that position, but I just became brave, like let me just give it a try, let me test the waters. And so the seniors were not particularly happy with that. Some of them, like, who are you? Who are you to come and compete with seniors? But then I realized that leadership really, for me, it's an opportunity for all of us to step up. Whenever an opportunity presents itself, you must always be able to step up. And for me, the fourth year election was not about winning, it was about me just putting myself out there. Because so many times, medical positions go unopposed. People don't want to stand for elections. People don't want to represent fellow students. So I didn't want people to go unopposed, and so I threw myself in the ring. It ended badly. I did manage to get some votes. I think I got over 300 votes, and the winner got about 400 votes. So it was a very close. I actually had some seniors that believed with me, that wanted me to actually win, and they thought I could present them. So it was quite comforting for me. So when the time came for Zasu, my seniors also gave me that support and said, you know what, we feel that you can be able to do this particular job, and I was given the support. Yes.
Alright, so we've been told you are the one who came up with the debate club. Yes. So what motivated you to start up that program on your own? And tell us, when was that? Did you get picked or you actually kind of started that? Just elaborate how you started, because now it's like a big thing. Everyone is attending, different schools are participating and all that. So can you tell us a bit of the background of the debate?
Yeah, so when I became justice minister, I realized that I needed to leave a legacy.
Okay.
For me, I always believe that everything that you do, you must always leave a legacy. I always believe in a saying that the best thing that you can actually do in this life is be able to do something that will outlive you. Be able to invest in something that will outlive you. Even long after you're gone, even after you're dead, people must be able to talk about you and say, this person at least began this thing. This is how it has grown now. So that is basically what motivated me. So when I was in 6th year, I just looked at, first of all, students were too busy, they were too focused on academics. So let's focus on skills building, particularly public speaking, and particularly leadership skills. People were also interested in anything else apart from school at the campus. And so I said, let me give people something else to participate in that they can always just use to distress as well. Because it's very common that sometimes to distress, people resort to bad vices, people resort to alcohol abuse, resort to drugs, resort to doing all sorts of things. So because sometimes we don't have an alternative. So I just sort of creating an alternative for people to be able to at least invest their free time in something. Particularly 6th year is a very chill year. So that's when I actually formed the society. When I think I was 5th to 6th year, when it was a bit chilled, I realized that some of my friends had nothing to do. I could see their talents. And so that's how we began organizing, or we began participating in competitions. So the first competition we participated in was, we formed the society, and within a month we were participating in the MR debates, which were national debates. So we began with the first round here in Lusaka, and we won all our debates. We went as far as ZMDC, and finally we were crowned national champions in the global resistance debates. So we just formed the club and we were winning. So that is basically how it started.
That's really great. So it seems as if you are involved in quite a number of activities. I want you to tell us, how do you think all this, you being involved in these different activities, shaped you? Like, how did they help you with your medical career? Like, how did this time you spent in university and the different activities you engaged yourself in, how did they help you shape yourself in relation to your medical career?
Yeah, so I would say they shaped me, and they really contributed to even life after graduating and life after school. Because I believe that we don't develop in isolation. I believe that networking itself is a very important aspect that all of us must be able to embrace. So through these opportunities, wherever I was going, I was meeting new people. People were noticing my potential. People were wanting to engage me more. I remember when I was in 7th year, I actually participated in a competition called the People's Budget Competition, which was being run by the Center for Trade Policy and Development. So basically, in this competition, we were tasked to come up with a national budget. So we were told to come up with a national budget, and the prize was 25,000 kwacha. had a bit more experience in finance and economics, but I didn't have that kind of experience. But because of the skills I had in med, I thought I would participate in this particular competition. So I participated in the competition, I won the competition, and from there I also got another opportunity to fly out of the country. While in 7th year, I went to Tanzania to attend the summit, as well as to participate in different competitions. So I traveled to Tanzania for the first time I was leaving the country and getting on a plane. Was during my 7th year after winning that competition. I then went on to Tanzania. Then after I graduated, again there are so many challenges that are existing out there with regards to employment, medical doctors. So these skills actually helped me navigate. It helped me as soon as I graduated, I had so many small things that were actually giving me some passive income. In participating in this particular program, will give you a refund, pay you something. So that's how I was sustaining myself. So basically, I moved from Ridgeway campus, my room in Ridgeway campus, to another house. I didn't go home.
Oh, that's
That's how I began my life. Just moving around, running around. I didn't have a job at the time, but the skills that I built, public speaking skills, people would invite me sometimes to MC events, people would invite me sometimes to attend conferences. So that's basically how I began reading. So skills for me, every investment in a skill is not an investment going to waste. It's an investment that you're going to appreciate even after you graduate. Because ultimately you must begin asking yourself that apart from the degree, what else am I going to bring to the table? Right? So I think that's what all of us should be able to ask ourselves as students. Apart from the degrees that we actually get, MBA, PhD at the end of the day, what else are you going to bring to the table? That's going to differentiate you from the next person. Because it's very competitive out there, we can't lie, and the world is becoming more competitive as well. So we can't run away from some of these advantages that can actually come to the
one last question, or maybe second last question. So how was it like your first time as an intern attending to a patient on your own, not you clicking to present, but actually clicking a patient to make your own diagnosis and actually clicking for you to figure out what's happening with that? How was it? How was the experience?
The experience was quite tricky. So I would say first maybe when I started from after clinical years, because I think the key for us is that sometimes we are always in a dilemma. Should I practice medicine? Should I choose to do something else? Because sometimes most of us think we want to do medicine, but then when we approach the patient, given the patient, then you realize to say, I think I don't want to do this.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So when my first interaction with the patient was in the patient hospital, which I'm sure you know what it is, right? Yeah, airport road. So the focus was more on cardiovascular diseases, hypertension, heart failure, and all those things. So my first interaction was just this day. I reached the hospital and I was given a patient, and my senior told me, Doctor Blessings, see this patient, handle this patient, just face any particular challenges, be able to call me. Then it now dawned on me that I was alone now. I had to make my own decisions, I had to do everything on my own. So it was a bit challenging on my end. But as I say, medicine is not a practice. And it's very likely that every time you're focusing on practicing your hands-on and towards the students, I always encourage that no matter how difficult it is, find time to be hands-on, find time to interact with patients, find time to touch the patient. Because when you touch the patient, it sticks more than just seeing. Yeah, so because I was touching the patients, I heard what a mama was, I hate all those things. I knew what abnormal heart sounds were, I knew what abnormal breathing sounds were. So at least you know what you have what to start from. Of course, you'll be able to make one or two maybe wrong decisions that you can easily correct, or sometimes you'll be able to do certain things that would be like, I think I could have done that better. But the key for me really is to just keep progressing each day, to keep benefiting, to keep moving every other day. And I think it becomes easier with time.
Are you happy with it?
That's a tricky question. Yeah, I would say I'm happy being a doctor. Because happiness comes in various packages in various ways. Others, what makes them happy is money. Right? Others just doing what they love. Others, it's just the prestige of being a doctor that makes them happy. So I would say financially, I would say I'm not happy, but I would say I'm comfortable.
Alright.
I'm satisfied.
Okay.
Hopefully it can be better.
Okay.
Yeah, then I would say in terms of practicing what I'm doing currently, I would say I'm happy. because at least I'm able to do quite a number of things apart from my actual job. Right? I'm able to do different things. I'm now going into research. I'm now going into article writing. I do some media issues. I'm actually a radio and TV host on the Tele station. So normally airs on Dam on TV and the Phoenix. So that also helps me drift away from the normal medical route. Yeah. So my life is now explorative, trying as much as I can, doing different things because things have changed. Passions always change. It doesn't mean that if you're a doctor you have to end up in the hospital. It doesn't mean if you're a doctor you have to always do this. So things are changing. So you could also think of exploring other areas where you feel your strengths can actually be utilized. Yeah. So for example, this is a very big initiative. So even when you graduate, you realize that there are very few people who may have the opportunity to listen to a doctor. Very few people that may have the opportunity to listen to a doctor advising them about their health, the comfort of their home. So think around how best can you position yourself. Maybe for example, you start maybe a TV station, start a TV show, start a podcast. All these are things that I think we can think about as students because we need to ultimately bridge the gap. And ultimately our main concern is to ensure that the patient out there has got the best care that they can have, has got the phone information they need, and they're taken care of to the best of their ability. So it's all of us being able to contribute in different ways through our strengths, and all of us have got different strengths.
Alright,